welcome to my channel. We are going to be going through the things that I've made in 2020. So that's going to be fun. I started sewing this year. I haven't done a massive amount, but I am quite pleased with my accomplishments. So come along with me and we shall go through the things that I've made in 2020. And I know this is a bit late. It's almost February, but better late than never, so let's do it. Let me start with this dress. So I started this dress with a pattern and I sewed, well, because I knew I was pregnant and that I was going to need quite a bit of material, I cut it a few sizes bigger, but what I failed to take into consideration was that my stomach was growing and that this was not a stretch fabric. So I put it aside for a while and then decided to sew in a V along the side seam, which opened up the dress quite a bit, and I put a zip down the side and I made a waistband and obviously puffy sleeves, which I found a YouTube tutorial teaching me how to do that. And I think this was the first dress that I started on. It wasn't the first dress that I finished because I ran into the obstacle of the waist, which I then fixed, and it's one of my favourite dresses. The next dress that I'm going to talk about is this dress, which is a stretch fabric and it is really soft, really comfortable. Because of coronavirus, I ordered the fabric online, and when I got it I didn't love it, but it worked out really nicely and it is something that I wore a lot. I just made a really big sort of flowy pattern that gave lots of room for me to grow in, and because it was a jersey fabric it allowed a lot of room for stretch. And again, I added in, well, this one I sewed them in waistbands so that I could attach it and it doesn't look like a massive sack. Yeah, this fabric was from Joann's, as was the Lovelies fabric, and yeah, that's the only two that I got from Joann's. This was my third make of 2020. It is a white eyelet cotton fabric, which I picked up from Hobby Lobby, I believe. I'll put it in the description box if it isn't. And this one I completely just improvised. I made up this pattern as I went along. I knew I wanted to do a v-neck because I hadn't ever done one of those before, and I was quite pleased with how that came out. And I did a V on the back as well with a little string to attach it, and it has sort of a gathered skirt effect, drop waist, which I really like. Oh, and one last detail about this, I made it really big as well to fit on me while I was pregnant and while I was growing, and I didn't want to have to do a zip with this dress, so I just made it really big and sewed in some elastic to the side. Then I have this dress, which is a white t-shirt material with buttons down the front. This was a white t-shirt material with buttons down the front, which could have had a bit more attention given to them, that they sat a bit better, but again, I was sewing while I was pregnant and I needed to do them right at the edge that my stomach would fit in it. This I did because I really like the face pattern on clothing, and I couldn't find a fabric that I liked, so I just bought a white fabric and I used fabric markers to draw on the faces. This one needs a bit of an iron because it's a bit creased at the moment, but it's comfy, it's easy, probably not my best sewing project, but it was fun and served its purpose. This was my very last sewing project of 2020. I sewed it because I wanted to take pregnancy pictures in a dress that I sewed. So I ordered this fabric from fabric.com, I believe, or Wholesale Fabrics online. Yeah, I'll link that in the description box as well. So I did this waistband to sort of just reinforce the waist, because when you're pregnant it can just look like a sack otherwise. And I had a gathered sleeve and gathered top detail, and I did 2 skirt layers just because otherwise it would be rather see-through. And I will be making a separate video on this dress, probably not a sew along because I don't think I videoed the whole process, but I did video a bit of it, and I will hopefully make a separate video for this. Thank you for watching my 2020 makes, and do stick around and like and subscribe, because we will be making a lot more videos in 2021, and can't wait to share that with you.